From the Keith Vincent Kaola Studios in Paterson, New Jersey, Green Hour Media proudly presents Is This Real? Tonight, the Kennedy curse. What happened to the Kennedy family? And now your host, JC3.
Welcome, everybody, to another fantastic episode of Is This Real?
Is this real?
Tonight's episode, as you heard Big Joe say, we're talking about the curse of the Kennedys. And we're not talking about Mr. Kennedy from wrestling. We're talking about John F. Kennedy and the entire Kennedy Camelot family. It is our season finale, gentlemen.
Yes, it is.
And why are you staring at me, Dad?
I don't know. Who's bringing us this?
What?
Who is bringing us this show?
Well, that would be Dubby!
I didn't have the shaker at the time. But Dubby!
Yeah, our show is presented by Dubby Energy Drink. Go to Dubby.gg, punch in the code IsThisRealPC for 10% off all your Dubby products. Cito is drinking Dubby right now.
Yeah, I
How
just
is
didn't
it?
have the shaker.
Yes, he's here and present.
I am
So
here.
tonight, gentlemen, on our Season 8 finale, as we get through another season, guys, how does everybody feel about that?
Good.
Excited.
Yeah, done with curses, Dad?
Yeah, I'm pretty much done with curses.
Tap out.
Definitely excited
All right,
for next season.
so yes, we'll get to that at the end of the episode, Sir Cito.
Yes, I'll have to be patient.
Yes, be patient. So tonight's episode, guys, we're talking about the Kennedy curse. John F. Kennedy, and didn't start with John F. Kennedy.
No, it did not.
It started years before John F.
Yes,
Kennedy.
it did.
Really? I didn't know that. I mean, I knew of the Kennedys. There's a shit ton. There's like 5 of them off the top of my head that I know met with untimely ends. Like off my head, I
that's
know
what you could say,
JFK, Bobby, JFK Jr., the older son,
Joe Kennedy.
huh?
Joe
Joe.
Kennedy Jr.,
Which
which was the first one to go, by the way.
right.
Mm-mm.
The one daughter.
Well, not go. Okay, so the first one to actually be a part of the Kennedy curse would be the daughter. So do you want to get right into it then? Do you want to? I have the timeline here.
You know, the timeline's going to be
There's an
all over the
actual
place because, you know what?
timeline.
There's
yeah.
an actual timeline.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the chronological
So,
order here.
well, in 41, they start off with Rosemary, her lobotomy.
Okay.
Wait,
yeah.
that was back in 41.
Yeah, that was 19. Rosemary's sister, John F. Kennedy, and the eldest Kennedy daughter, who thought to have suffered from lack of oxygen at birth. As she grew up, she failed to hit the same developmental milestones as other children her age. Her family sent her to schools for the intellectually disabled and ensure she had extra time and attention spent on her. So basically, she had what I'm guessing that she had is ADD before they found out what ADD
Well,
is.
she was on the spectrum.
As she reached her early 20s, Rosemary began to experience violent mood swings and fits, making her mental illness harder to hide. Her father, Joe Kennedy Sr., decided to subject Mary to an experimental new procedure, choosing not to inform his family until after it was complete.
Oh, what a scumbag.
The lobotomy was botched, leaving Rosemary with intellectual capabilities of a 2-year-old and taking away her ability to walk and talk. She spent the rest of her life cared for in private institutions, hidden away and discussed in the vaguest of terms, as her family believed knowledge of her mental illness could prove damaging for their political ambitions.
The problem with the Kennedys, it starts off with the freaking father. Okay, number
Yeah.
one, he was a criminal. He was a bootlegger. Number one. Okay, he taught his kids to raise his kids. Now you know, in life you teach your children. You know what? Be the best you can be. Not you're better than everybody else. He chose that route. He chose the route. Well, you know what? You guys got to I'm letting you know that you're a Kennedy, and you're better than everybody else. So that kind of way of thinking, you're gonna come up with an enemy here or there. You're gonna have some enemies.
JFK found out.
Not just and here or there. You're gonna find out enemies everywhere.
Right. So
Because nobody likes a person who thinks they're better than everybody else.
Right. So
Yeah, Joe.
when you have
Fuck you.
when you have an attitude like that,
I do not think I'm better than everybody else.
when you have an
Of
attitude
course you don't,
like
Joe.
I'm just right all the time. There's a difference.
There we go.
that- yes, you're right. You're right. Anyway, where was I? Oh yeah.
That stroking of the ego, so strong right there.
Thank you. I mean, my arm kind of hurts, but you know.
Yeah, don't break your arm jerking yourself off.
Okay, so
Why do you think my arm is so big? Never mind. Did we go to the next So the next one, 1944.
Well, wait,
Hold on a
before you
second.
go on to it.
Let's
Okay.
not leave the vegetable just yet.
Oh.
Well, she was turned into a vegetable.
Did anybody along the way hear of any curses that were placed on the Kennedys? Does anybody know anything about that?
I did not do that deep into research.
Okay,
Like I had
well,
not found
No.
anything that any.
All right.
Like, are you talking about like a voodoo curse?
Did anybody? Okay, I'm going to read you a little passage here. Who put a curse on the Kennedys? There is not
I
a
guess?
real answer for the exact person to have cursed the
The
Kennedys
Johnsons.
if such a curse were to exist. As a powerful family, they are sure to have made themselves an enemy or two, and many believe that Joe Kennedy, the father, the family patriarch, brought the tragedy upon himself and his offspring by the forceful way in which he pushed them to succeed. Of Joe Kennedy's 9 children, one was confined to a home for the mentally ill, 2 were killed in plane crashes, 2 were assassinated in public office, and 1 had his political career ended, ruined by the...
Show's done.
No, I'm just reading to you about the curse. In a book released by Les Williams earlier this year, The Kennedy Curse Shattered
2023?
claims that there is no Kennedy curse, but simply an overpowering patriarch pushing his children to extremes. And that, as long as we go along with this, you're gonna have to make that
Okay.
determination.
You can't push the plane down.
Well, when you forget to stock it with a pilot,
Well, let's just put it like this. I mean, towards the end of this, like, as far as Bobby Kennedy, wasn't he bound to a wheelchair by Bobby Kennedy?
Bobby, no,
but no, not Bobby.
No,
Bobby
no,
was
no.
shot.
The father. Wasn't by the
Joe.
time Bobby got shot. And,
Because
which-
he was old.
He had a stroke, right?
Yeah, and he had a
stroke.
stroke and everything like that. But so like it's not not unless they're saying damage already done by the father by the time these kids are older. Because like if
All
you
right,
want to
hold on a
sit there and blame Joe as a over pushing father, kind of like Joe Jackson, pushing the kids to be the best. You are the best. You are this. You are that. But by the time they're adults, they're not. The father's not doing
No,
that.
that's not true. There are some families.
Not unless you believe what
No.
stuff
There
the
are
boxes with the mafia in '60s.
There's that too, but there's some people out there, some families out there, who, as long as the patriarch of the family is alive, doesn't matter how old those kids are, they're gonna do what Dad says. He controls things. He knows best. Doesn't matter if he's in a wheelchair and he's 80. Dad knows best.
I heard a funny joke. It was funny. This guy turned around and basically it was the same thing for the Jacksons. It was like, yo, Joe Jackson beat his kid so badly they talk in whispers.
It's terrible.
Oh my God.
That was funny. But can we get on to the next one?
Sure, by all means.
So, Joe Kennedy Jr., 1944.
Okay.
The eldest Kennedy's son, Joe Jr., was a high achiever. His father had aspirations for Joe Jr. to one day become president, the first Catholic U.S. president. He had already begun a political career when America entered World War II. He enlisted in the U.S. Naval Reserve in June of 1941, and trained to be a naval aviator before being dispatched to Britain. After completing 25 combat missions, he volunteered for a top-secret assignment known as Operation Aphrodite and another one as Operation Anvil.
Project Anvil.
This is Operation.
All
Doesn't
right.
matter.
Whatever.
On one of these missions in 1944, an explosive carried in his plane detonated early, destroying Kennedy's plane and killing him and his co-pilot instantly. The details surrounding his final mission and death were kept secret until the end of the war. Joe Jr. was 29 years old when he died.
Are you okay? You seem traumatized.
I didn't know that. Like I knew that
Early
Joe,
detonation?
I knew that Joe Jr. died. I thought it was like
In war. Like, you thought he went out as a hero.
no. I thought it was like
Technically he is a
no,
hero.
no. I thought he was like a child that fell into a pool or got hit by a bus, like an accident as a child. I didn't know that he was a fully grown man and like someone didn't work the fucking grenade right and he went boom out of the sky. I didn't know that. I did no research into it. The only thing I know about the Kennedys is the basic stuff. I didn't really do any research this week for this, especially since we're moving it up.
Well, I'll tell you
Moved
what.
it up.
You had that happen. That was in 44, August 12th
Mhm.
of 44. Less than a month later, on September 9th of 44, William Cavendish, Marquis of Hardington, newlywed husband of Kathleen Kennedy, was fatally shot by a German sniper while leading his company near Heppen, Belgium.
Wait, this extends to the in-laws too?
Yeah. Apparently it does, yeah.
Well, let's just put it like that. You talk about Kathleen. 4 years down the line, 1948, Kathleen Kennedy dies in a plane crash.
Yeah.
How did she die?
Kathleen Kennedy,
Plane
nicknamed Kick
Thank you.
for her spirited nature, had decided to visit her father in Paris in order to convince him of the suitability of her new boo, the newly divorced Lord Fitzwilliam.
Oh dear.
So she married two lords? Or was going to marry two lords, I guess?
But okay, at this time, the Kennedys are not the political royal family of the United States
No.
yet, right?
If-
So they're trying to fuck their way into royalty by marrying lords, I guess.
No, what happened was his father, Joe Kennedy Sr., was like I said earlier, a bootlegger. He had a lot of connections, a lot of money. It wasn't until I think 1959 when John was running for office that he used those political connections,
Oh, okay.
and that's when they were involved in the political end of it.
Okay.
They were never involved in the political end.
We're all in
before
these
that.
political debates. That's how
Um,
they talked. Fucking
It
bossy
seemed to me
people.
from 48 to 63, the curse kind of chilled out a little bit.
Well, I'm not done. Hold on.
All right, Jesus
Setting
Christ.
off in a private plane from Paris towards the Riviera, they were caught in a storm which subjected the plane to severe turbulence. When they emerged from the clouds, the plane was in deep dive, moments away from impact. Despite attempting to pull up, the strain on the plane proved too much and it disintegrated. All four on board were killed instantly. Kick's father was the only member of the Kennedy family to attend her funeral. So we have two planes that killed two Kennedys instantly
In the 40s.
in the 40s.
Mhm.
You know, they're not the last Kennedys to die in a plane crash.
No.
I got a little side note about that. When we get to that one, I got something on that.
So now from there we go, 1963. Go ahead.
Yeah, 63. So it's 15 years goes by, nothing happens.
Right.
Now, if you want to sit there and you want to talk about, John Kennedy was elected in 60, and, his father helped with the political ties in 60. If you want to believe that he stuffed the ballot boxes, I believe in Chicago for the primary, wasn't it?
It would have to be the primary, yeah.
Yeah. So there's a conspiracy theory that his father stuffed ballot boxes for John Kennedy to win in Chicago.
He was going to win regardless. He didn't need.
So
No, he wasn't.
After that debate, it was a part of the first televised debate.
He
Everyone,
would have never. No, I'm going to tell you right now.
well,
I'm
he
gonna
did
tell
he did destroy Nixon in that. That was
like
Nixon,
everyone
right?
was like, he's so handsome. I can't wait to fuck him. Let's make him president.
you. You're right. In certain parts of the country,
And then he was like, I'm gonna
huge.
fuck everybody.
Okay, he was very, very huge in the big parts of the country, but the father got the mafia involved to back him up. And like
Is that
I said,
proven?
Chicago, yes, it is proven.
Oh, it is proven. Okay. So
Okay,
it's not a
and-
theory then. It's proven.
Right. So, and there was a lot of manipulating behind the scenes for him to beat Nixon. Like, don't forget, Nixon was the
Vice
sitting
president.
vice president at
Yeah.
the time. So, for him to beat Nixon like he did, it was
Richard Dick Nixon.
he needed all the help he could get, and it was a very slim margin. Although you're right, he did destroy him in the debates.
Oh
If you
yeah.
remember correctly, Nixon sweat from his upper lip.
Yep. First ever televised debates.
Right,
John
and-
Kennedy sits there and
Cool as
blows
a
him
cucumber.
away.
Fucked him up so bad it wasn't funny. But that's the difference. You got Kennedy, who was cool, calm, and collected, and you got a guy like Nixon, who's a scumbag, thieving bastard.
Oh.
So
I'm guessing he's not one of your favorite presidents.
it's not a
then.
case of being favored or not. Nixon did some good stuff. Nixon's China policy is second to none to this day. His foreign policy was amazing. It's just his domestic policy was stupid. But again, Nixon
and
didn't
all
do
the
anything else.
spying.
No, Nixon,
But that was later.
Nixon didn't do anything else that none of these presidents do.
No,
They're all
I
they all shit in the same
Well,
pot.
let's just put
trust
it like this. We are going to get into 1963, but we're going to come back from break. We are going to go into break right now for more of this Kennedy curse. So we'll be right back. Hey everybody, I'm JC3.
And I'm Mr. West.
And this episode is brought to you by Dubby. Made by professionals in the USA, Dubby was formulated to give you focus and energy with no jitters or crash.
No jitters.
Their formula contains vitamins, amino acids, including the patented neurofactor.
Neural factor.
You know what Dubby doesn't give you?
What's that?
No calories,
No calories.
no sugars,
No sugar.
no fillers,
No fillers.
and no artificial flavors. When the raw ingredients arrive to their FDA-registered and inspected facility that strictly adheres to GMP guidelines, they undergo a quarantine while a small sample of each ingredient is taken to test for any impurities, while also being tested to ensure that the ingredients are actually what they are supposed to be and have the proper dosage.
And once the ingredients pass all the tests, then they're cleared to get mixed into the formula. So head on over to w.gg and use our offer code IsThisRealPC for 10% off your first order. That's DUBBY.GG and use the code IsThisRealPC for 10% off. They have great flavors such as Galaxy Grenade, Dub Sludge, Passion Joy Tea, Monkey Madness, and Dragonade. My personal favorites.
Dragonade right here. I got Dragonade right here. Delicious.
Drink Dubby.
And be better.
These products are not intended to diagnose, cure, or prevent any disease.
Hello, this is JC3 speaking. If you want to know more about Is This Real Podcast and our parent company Green Hour Media, then visit greenhourmedia.org. You can find and follow all of our social media pages through our website. If you love our content, then you can support us by subscribing to our YouTube channel and our Patreon page. Remember, that is greenhourmedia.org.
And welcome back to our episode presented by Dubby Energy Drink. So
Almost
www.gg.
done.
Punch in
Tragic.
your code IsThisRealPC and get your 10% off on Dubby products. How's that Dubby kicking in for you, Versito?
Fantastic.
What flavor was it? Gun?
Gun!
No, okay. So, no, that was Dragonade, by the
It
way.
was.
Is Dragonade delicious?
It's really good, actually. I love it.
Okay, good. Dragonade is delicious.
I
Problem is
recommend
you have to squeeze so many dragons to get it.
Oh my god.
it doesn't help because the color.
All right, let's get back into the Kennedy curse, guys. So, this is the 60s is where the Kennedy curse really takes hold of the family. At least,
Oh, really?
in my opinion.
3 of them are dead in the 40s, but the 60s is where it really ramps up? Okay, let's hear
Well,
it.
just wait. Hold on. It
Okay,
gets good.
so it gets good, Dad. Really? Is that the choice of words you want to use?
I don't think...
That's good. Yeah, it does. It actually gets good.
I mean, I don't think the Kennedys
That's
would agree with that.
nothing- Well, that's nothing against the Kennedys. I mean, I Kennedys are American royalty, but
They are.
at this point, no, I'm not going to say it gets meaty. I mean, it gets to the point where now everything starts.
We got some
to
juicy
happen.
kills.
All right, you can't go more than a couple of months without
Headshot.
something happening. But anyway,
All right,
so-
let's do it.
1963, in August of 1963, Jacqueline Kennedy gave birth to a premature baby boy who was quickly baptized and named Patrick. He lived 39 hours, succumbing to complications of hyaline membrane disease, despite desperate attempts to save his life.
He Spain ran the curse. Oh my god.
Wow, that's like the curse of spawn killing.
What the fuck is wrong with you two?
Well, that explains why I thought there was a Kennedy that died as a child, because
okay, hold on.
I thought it was Kennedy's brother. It was
Hold
his
on,
son.
hold on.
Why are you holding my hand?
There's more.
The couple had already suffered one miscarriage and a stillbirth.
Oh,
Yeah, well,
it is spawn killing.
Like, Patrick's death raised the profile in infertility, respiratory disease, and syndromes into the public consciousness and encouraged more important research on the topic.
why are babies dying? Let's talk about it.
but you know what's odd about that day?
What, besides a child dying?
That was actually it happened on the 20th anniversary of his father's rescue after the sinking of PT-109 to the day.
Wait. Joe
No,
Senior.
John Kennedy.
Oh, John Kennedy.
John Kennedy's boat was hit.
Oh, right. Yeah, and he had a broken back and he saved some
And he
lives.
swam with these guys on his back, and he saved them.
That's a real American hero.
John
He
Kennedy was
broke.
American.
He had a broken back for that, right?
He had a broken back, a lot of other ailments he had.
So he can kind of like
And
do
20
the
years
whole...
later, his newborn son dies.
Exactly.
So
to
he
the
can
day.
That's
basically
fucked up.
like do the whole Kurt Angle stick, you know, with a broken freaking back.
Yeah, well, not anymore. He has a broken freaking head.
So 1963, again a couple months later, John F. Kennedy was assassinated.
Yes.
In one of the most famous presidential assassinations in history, on November 22nd, 1963, John F. Kennedy was shot dead in Dallas, Texas. He was 46 years old and had been in office for 1,036 days, or just under 3 years.
Why did they go
On-
days?
I don't know.
Could have just said 3 years.
Unsurprisingly, his death shocked the world. People across America were devastated, and there was a massive public outpouring of grief. His own family had the world turned upside down as they lost not only their president, but their husband, father, uncle, son, and brother.
What about the other ones before?
Well,
Well,
okay, you have family tragedies, but none of them were in the limelight at that time.
and
Now you have the president of the United States. They've cemented themselves as being America's first family. Tragedy strikes again. It's even more devastating.
And the thing with Kennedy too is when he took office, he was
He was
the
very
youngest-
open-minded.
He was the youngest president.
Ow!
Okay,
No.
he was the youngest president.
Oh my God.
He was handsome. His wife was beautiful. They seemed to have lived this charmed life, Camelot, and all that stuff. And America took to him. America took to him like, this is our, this is our generation now. We're not, you don't have these 75-year-old men in office anymore. We have a young kid in office who's got a beautiful wife, beautiful family, and then he gets taken out. But
well,
what are you gonna do?
here's this. Ready? John F. Kennedy's assassin, Lee Harvey Oswald, was subsequently killed before he could be properly questioned or prosecuted, helping spark elaborate conspiracy theories about his motives. A dedicated investigation, the Warren Commission, found no evidence of conspiracy.
Sure.
Yet multiple polls conducted in the 21st century have consistently shown over 60% of the American population believe the assassination is part of a conspiracy. And if that's true, and that its true nature has been hushed up by the government.
Okay, so I'll give you a little bit of background. I don't want to get into the Kennedy assassination, but having said all that, the Kennedy assassination is literally the only assassination that has two official stories. It officially, from the Warren Commission, the guys that hated Kennedy, that they put together, and a preconceived notion of who did it. Well, anyway, they said, no, there was nothing. Boom, done. 1979, the House Select Committee on Assassinations.
There's a committee for that?
The House in 1979 it was
Did
called.
they look into Abraham Lincoln's
It was the
assassination?
House Select Committee on Assassination,
Uh-huh.
and they did the Kennedy assassination. But what they did was they took evidence that wasn't brought out by the Warren Commission. They took stuff like Aquila Clemens. She was brought in. She was never interviewed by the Warren Commission, but she was standing on the corner and watching J.D. Tippit get blown away, and it wasn't by Lee Harvey Oswald. But they didn't interview her. She was brought. Then they had a little thing that what they did was they brought there was a motorcycle cop who had a stuck open microphone and recorded 4 shots. Well, officially we have 3 shots. That was all they wanted to say. 2 from all 3 from the back. Yada yada yada. We all know the story. Well, they actually got that tape, and they then said, you know what, this is real. There were 4 shots. So by the end of the big song and dance that they had, they didn't want to clear Lee Harvey Oswald. But what they did do was they said, you know what, because now there's 4 shots, that means it definitely was a conspiracy. See you tomorrow. That was it.
Yeah.
They didn't go after anybody. They just left it there. So once again, oh yeah, we have this and then we have that. And meanwhile, in America, people are sitting there going, well, was it or wasn't it? Were these guys right or were these guys right? So it's designed to confuse you, and that's exactly what it did, adding more mystique to the Kennedy assassination, adding more mystique to the Kennedy curse, and there you have it for that end of it. Anyway.
Thank you.
No problem.
So 5 years down the road, another prominent member of the Democratic Party, Robert F. Kennedy, also known by RFK, served as U.S. Attorney General between 61 and 64.
Under Jack Kennedy, by the way.
And 64 would be Johnson then.
Johnson, right.
RFK
And
does
subsequent-
not flow as well. RFK does not flow as well.
No, it really doesn't.
No, it doesn't. And subsequently a senator for New York. By 68, RFK was a leading candidate for the Democratic presidential nominee, following in the footsteps of his brother John. Shortly after winning the California primary on June 5th, 68, RFK was shot by Sirhan Sirhan, a young Palestinian who claimed to have acted in retaliation for RFK's pro-Israel
Did they just release him
stance
from prison?
during the 67
Huh?
6-day
He
war.
might have released him, but he's dead. I know he's dead for
How can you release somebody who's dead?
No, after they released him, he died.
Oh, okay.
I believe. You can look that up. I'm not sure.
Sirhan Sirhan.
I don't believe that Sirhan killed him either.
Why not?
Because inside the Ambassador Hotel, there was like, a ton of gunshots that they saw inside the wood. What do you call that? Framing around the doors? There was gunshots that nobody was looking at. And there it was, plain as day. 2 different weapons were found. Two different caliber ammunition was found. So they're gonna say Sirhan did this.
Oh no, he's still alive.
Oh, he is.
As of this is he didn't.
Oh,
get
you're
out.
right. The guy that shot what's his name?
And Martin Luther King.
Martin Luther King is dead, right?
Right, yeah. Sirhan's had his 16th parole hearing on March 1st. So just
Of this
5
year.
days ago. He had another parole hearing saying, hey, that was a long time ago. Can I see the sun maybe one more time before I die?
Did they do anything?
He was denied parole. He will be eligible parole for again in 2026. And that's,
When he's like, what, 90?
it's 3 years from now, so that would make him... Fuck, he's 78 right now, so you're
81.
talking 81 years old.
Yeah, it's gonna do a lot of good keeping a guy in jail, because we can't prove that he did it. But anyway,
All right. So here's what we. So after Robert Kennedy kicks the bucket or gets kicked, if you will, here's little known shit that happens from the Kennedy curse that people just don't know up until another plane crash years later. So, Dad, you would probably know this, the Chappaquiddick event
yes, I did.
or incident.
Oh, yeah.
What did you just call me?
Chappaquiddick.
He killed a guy.
Shut up.
Killed a girl.
Late one evening in July 1969, Senator Ted Kennedy left a party on Chappaquiddick Island to drop another party guest, Mary Jo Kopechne, back at the ferry landing. The car skidded off the bridge into the water. Kennedy escaped the car, swimming free and leaving the scene. He only reported the crash to the police at 10 a.m. the next morning, by which point Kopechne's body had already been recovered from the sunken car. Kennedy was found guilty of leaving the scene of an accident, receiving a 2-month suspended jail sentence, and having his driver's license suspended for 16 months.
All right, you try that, see what happens to you.
Really?
The Chappaquiddick incident also became known, severely undermined Ted's hopes of ever becoming president.
Well, yeah, you can't really kill a person unless it's like in war.
When he eventually did run for the 80 Democratic presidential primaries, he lost to incumbent President Jimmy Carter.
It's like, why don't you sit down? Where's the peanut farmer?
Yes.
If you lose to Jimmy Carter, that's sad in its own way.
Well, then you go 4 years down
He's
later.
on hospice now, Jimmy.
Well, yeah, Teresa has him on Deadpool.
Yeah. Teresa chose him.
Of course, the guy's 140 years old. He's in hospice.
Well, I mean,
Gotta
Teresa
be
chose
Deadpool.
him.
Whoa!
Teresa chose him and his wife.
Like, Teresa went low-hanging fruit in this year's Deadpool, so she went with Jimmy and Rosalind. So she might get a twofer. We don't know, but
She might win.
she might.
If you want to watch this year's Deadpool, it is up on greenhourmedia.com.
And thank God I wasn't part of it.
So, 1973, son of Ted Kennedy and nephew JFK, Ted Kennedy Jr. was diagnosed with osteosarcoma.
Yes.
Hey, there we go. A form of bone cancer in his right leg. This was swiftly and successfully amputated in November 73, and the cancer did not reoccur.
I mean, I think that's a win.
That's a W in that. We'll check it
I
off.
mean,
for a
you've
W.
had, like, Aunt died in a plane crash, Uncle died in a plane crash, Uncle gets blown away, Uncle gets blown away, Dad kills a girl. I lost a leg. I think I'm on top here.
That is a plus in my book.
I think I'm going to play the lottery this week.
And the cancer goes away.
And the cancer stayed away.
Yeah. That is a plus in our...
He's feeling pretty good.
All right.
It
So-
just cost him a leg.
Yeah, it just cost him a leg. That's it. A leg and it saves your life. Fuck it. So 1984,
Dear God.
the fourth son of Robert F. Kennedy and his wife, Ethel Skakel, David, nearly drowned as a boy but was saved by his father. The day after his own near-death experience, David watched his father's assassination live on television. Oh my God.
Oh, my God. You're telling me that if the kid would have drowned, he would have been at a funeral and not been murdered by Sirhan?
Shut up.
I'm just saying, like, that could have been a thing. He would have been in mourning, and he wouldn't have been in the hotel. We could have had RFK as president if he let the kid drown.
Kennedy turned to recreational drug use.
That's like an alternate timeline of America. You know that, right?
Shut up.
in the multiverse. No, if his kid would have drowned, RFK would have been the president. Because he would have won the fucking he would have won the primary on a sympathy vote. Like brother's dead, son's dead, 32nd president or wherever the fuck he would have been.
Oh my God.
And where would America be now?
Kennedy turned to recreational drug use to cope with the trauma he had experienced.
Wait, which one? Oh, David.
David.
The son. Yeah,
And
well,
a
I
car
would too.
accident in 73 left him addicted to opioids.
Oh, that's terrible.
Despite numerous trips to rehab following minor overdoses, David never kicked his addiction. He was found dead in April of 84, having overdosed on a combination of cocaine and prescription medication.
That'll do it.
So now an overdose has now taken a Kennedy.
An overdose. OD has entered the chat.
You know, out of all of them, that was like the most lackluster.
Nah, I mean, okay, overdose, okay.
I mean, Ted Sr., he killed someone. You know, he was having breakfast the next morning, called it in. So he actually is like, listen, Teddy, you're not going to be president, but you survived the crash. So, count your blessings.
Oh my God.
Then in 1999,
take the W, cash out, get out of the casino.
we have John F. Kennedy Jr. John F. Kennedy Jr. was born 2 weeks after his father. John F. Kennedy was elected president. Was born 2 weeks after his father, John F. Kennedy was elected president. John Jr. lost his father just before his third birthday. In 1999, while working as a successful legal professional in New York, John Jr. flew from New Jersey to Massachusetts via Martha Vineyards to attend a family wedding with his wife, Carolyn, and sister-in-law. The plane was reported missing shortly after it failed to arrive on schedule and stopped responding to communications. Wreckage and debris was found later in the Atlantic Ocean, and their bodies were discovered several days later on the seabed. It's thought Kennedy became disoriented during a descent over water at night, resulting in the crash.
I mean, flying a plane at night over water must be terrifying because there's nothing. It's pure black. You know what I mean?
Was he an experienced flight?
No, he was not. He was told not to. He was told. He was just learning how to fly a plane. And he was told, don't go there. Don't do that. You're not experienced enough for it. But
I'm a Kennedy!
that's pretty much it. I'll be honest with
Oh,
you.
fuck him then.
That night, I know that. I remember that night. And the reason I remember is that I was on my way up to our local mall. And where he flew out, it was right around that mall.
Are you talking about Teterboro?
No, I'm talking about
Willowbrook?
Willowbrook.
Oh, Willem.
Okay.
Oh, you're talking about the one in Fairfield.
Right, and he flew out of Fairfield Airport.
Okay.
Now I remember going up there when I just got on Route 3. Route 46. I remember this black limousine behind me, beeping and honking, like I wasn't going fast enough.
Get these commoners out of my way. I have a wedding in the vineyard.
And he couldn't get around me. Now I don't know if that was him or not.
So if Dad would have drove slower...
You killed him, Dad! Why couldn't you have been a typical Jersey driver, flipped him off and check braked him? He'd still be alive! His fucking flight instructor would have gotten to the plane on time. I'm not waiting for this prick. We have a wedding to get to. Fuck it, I'll do it myself.
I'm not saying that was him in the limo, but you know
I'm
what?
saying it was.
Well, in the
killed the guy.
in the ultimate universe where Ted Kennedy Jr. was dead, JFK Jr. is alive.
Yeah.
You got to stock the fucking plane with a pilot. Guess what happens?
We're going to take a short little break. We'll be right back to end our season finale and the curse of the Kennedys.
Might be a series finale after that.
We'll be right back.
If you liked this video today, please click the like and subscribe button and make sure to hit the notification icon to keep up with all our videos.
And welcome back to the Kennedy Curse presented... Oh, I don't know if that should be presented by Dubby. Fuck it. Presented by Dubby! Go to w.gg, punch in the code IsThisRealPC, and get 10% off your Dubby products.
I ran out.
Do you think if John F. Kennedy was alive, he would be drinking Dubby?
Probably not. Probably not.
Okay. All right, gentlemen. So we went through all of the curse. Now, I don't see anything from 99 to now, because how many Kennedys are left after all that?
Well, the Kennedy, you know.
I mean, it's a big family. There's a lot of cousins and shit.
I don't.
Carolyn Kennedy's still
there's
around,
a lot of
right?
stuff you've forgotten there too. A lot of kids getting in trouble for rape and stuff.
I'm sorry, what?
What?
One of them.
See, you're bringing the curse onto yourself at that point.
The one guy Smith got involved in a rape, but he got suspended sentence, or no, I'm sorry, he got acquitted. Even though he was plainly he did the raping. Well, anyway,
He did
but
the raping.
there's a lot of stuff that went down. That the Kennedys got the right people in the right spots. But that's
Well,
not
that's what
part of the
happens
case.
when you're an American royalty.
So you want to ask if this is a curse or not? Because
Okay, I mean, you just asked the fucking question. Do you think this is a curse? Like, my God.
Yeah, murderer.
well, somebody's got to fucking.
You know.
Anyway,
Couldn't flip off JFK Jr. You had to fucking. There's people in the heartland. I'm just gonna say it like that. There are people in the heartland who think that next year Donald Trump is going to choose JFK Jr. as his running mate. You know that, right?
why?
No, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Do you understand that's a fact that people believe that?
In this fucking sick country,
Yeah.
I believe anything.
People
I believe
believe.
Is it Ohio?
No, I'm just saying the heartland. That covers them all. There are people out there who believe. I mean, a lot of different shit. But like, there are people who believe that when Donald Trump runs for re-election, he will ask JFK Jr. to be his VP. That is the thought that people are having in 2023.
That's right. After
30, 24 years of this kid being dead.
No. That's right. Donald Trump is going to ask JFK Jr. to be his vice president and Tupac to be his secretary of state.
I wouldn't mind that, actually.
I would.
All right.
I would.
And Elvis to be the head of the CIA.
This sounds like a great comeback album.
Uh-huh.
Jesus Christ, people are stupid.
People are fucking
So
stupid.
let's just put it like that. Do you believe that there is a curse put upon the Kennedy family? And I'll be honest, it's, like I said, from 99 on, there hasn't been a lot to this.
I mean, Ted died.
Yeah, but he died of
He's
natural
165
causes.
years old.
Yeah.
I know. I'm just saying. Like, he died.
He was like fucking ancient.
Carolyn's still alive.
Carolyn's still alive.
That's all I know.
Yeah, like
Well, you know what's funny? We're not going to find out a lot of this shit until Carolyn does die. May she live to be 1,000. But when she dies, Jackie's book is going to get released.
someone.
And when Jackie's book gets released, I just hope to God I'm still breathing.
I really want to read this book. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to say this, but like, Curse, you got one more in you?
Oh no!
Do your thing. I want a bestseller list. I want to walk into Barnes and Noble, see Jackie smiling up from a cover, the Onassis story, whatever she called it.
Speaking of that, I got to go up there this more. Everything's half off up on 17.
I know, it's pissing me off.
Why?
Jesus
It's
Christ.
5 minutes from my fucking house, and they're gonna close it down. I think they're gonna open up another one on
Okay,
17. I just don't know where.
Do you believe this is a curse, Dan?
No, I believe
No?
it's just. I believe what it is. It's mismanagement of the family and a lot of enemies. Kennedy, the president, John Kennedy's case, there was a lot of enemies there. There's a lot of speculation as to who did it, why they did it.
You know what their number one enemy is?
Money.
Planes.
I mean, at this point, well, here's my question: if there was a curse, right?
Right.
Does Joe get like, I don't know, because he died like he stroked out and he basically lived the rest of his life in a wheelchair, like
As
pretty
a
much
vegetable, yeah.
as a vegetable.
Like his
but
daughter.
But no. But like she was not functioning as a person. Like they fucking took that away from her, regardless of whatever she had wrong with her, like on the spectrum. They took her ability to be a person away.
Well, yeah, and that's why I'm saying
He
it's
might have
retribution. They turn around, got whatever you want to believe in. God turned around and said, later in life, you're gonna be. You took that away from your daughter. I'm taking that away from you.
But like, I think he was still like a conscious being. Like he still knew what was happening around him. He could
Well, I
like
think
blink,
if,
but he just couldn't move and speak.
If I was correct in what I read, it's that more of he was like more to just grunts.
Exactly. So my point is, he was like a sentient person trapped in the body, a failed body. Like I can't move, I can't speak. All I can do is grunt and blink, and like they'll bring me mushed carrots, and that's what he had to live like. He was trapped. Versus his daughter, who, she didn't know who the fuck she was.
I believe that Joe
Like,
Kennedy
karma got
set
his-
this- yeah,
karma got
karma
him.
is the word I was going to bring up.
That's it.
I think in the long run, Joe Kennedy made a lot of enemies. Joe Kennedy did a lot of things wrong because he thought he was,
Untouchable.
untouchable.
Irish Catholics.
you know, and to me, he just set his family up for as much as the success that they had. You know, they were. And the only, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know if you're following the story that's currently in the news about the guy from South Carolina.
Murdoch?
Murdoch. Now, if you look at his family, it's the same thing. His family, I mean, they ruled. They had the money. They ruled all the legal stuff down in the
I gotta be honest with you. Every time I see him, I just hear, "You ain't from Alabama." How do I know that?
Well,
I just get flashbacks of Tippett from fucking my cousin Vinny.
yeah. Hey, but that's the thing. His kids got away with shit. His son, Paul, killed that girl in a boating accident.
Yeah, Paul killed a girl.
And then next thing you know, they were covering it up.
Yeah.
The family, and then nobody asked. Nobody said, "Oh, I was a murderer," so don't even ask. Don't even bother. So this is something on a little grander scale, and I believe that the sins of the father have set up the family for tragedy, and the real tragedy, like the assassinations. That to me is a tragedy. The killing of, Joe getting killed in a war. War people die.
Was it really a war?
I mean, if he was shot down, that's one thing. But like someone kicked the bomb in the back seat and blew of every. It's I don't know.
Like he was going to a top secret mission.
That's bad luck, if you ask me.
It is bad luck, but he was still. It wasn't like somebody was. Well, I guess you can put that in.
Like I said, like it wasn't shot down in action.
Yeah,
he was going to a
by
top
other-
secret mission,
Like if
probably to drop this bomb off somewhere.
Yeah,
Like,
it
it's not
wasn't
you-
by the enemy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was by something that was right behind him, like 5 feet away.
It's like he just got done saving a truck of orphans from the war zone. He sacrificed himself. But no, that didn't happen. Some
All right,
asshole reached back to grab a pretzel and grabbed the fucking pin
All
off a
right,
hand
so
grenade.
let's take the oddities versus the stuff that like the killing of Mary Jo Kopechne.
Whoops.
That's not an oddity. That's just an arrogant son of a bitch who got drunk.
All right, yeah,
and couldn't-
100%.
So that's
So if
that.
you want to sit there, so you want to take the Ted Kennedy. I keep saying that. Ted Kennedy, him killing a girl, take that off, and then you take his son overdosing.
He was trying to get even with
take
the
that
curse.
Right, too.
Right, yeah, I would too. Yeah, and I would take.
Well, that's two. I mean, fucking.
and I would also take JFK.
Junior?
Junior off too. You were arrogant enough to get in the plane when you were told not to. You know what? If you, as a little child, if you're told don't put your hand on the flame, you don't do it. The first time you do it, you go, "Oh fuck, I'm not doing that again." Okay, he didn't.
Yeah, but at least at that point you have a second chance to say I'm not going to do that again. He did
Well,
it.
you know
Yeah,
what?
I mean, maybe if he had crashed one plane and lived, he wouldn't have. You know what I mean? Like he wouldn't have made that.
Mistake twice.
Maybe if he had survived the first crash.
I just don't think there's a curse. I
would've
just
been
think
no
it's
Jersey
very
driver.
bad management on the part.
Yeah,
of the
Dad. If you were just a proper Jersey driver, and just stopped him.
Well, I'm not saying it was him again. I'm saying the next day, we find
He wasn't
out.
there.
The next day
He was
we
missing
find
for 3
out-
days.
Right,
He was supposed to go to. He was supposed to go to Martha's Vineyard. He wound up visiting Bikini Bottom.
You're an asshole. Oh, look who's there,
is that
Mr. West. Mr. West coming in towards the end of this video and the end of our season, Mr. West.
He makes his appearance.
I am here
Mr. West, Mr.
Yo.
West.
with my sweaty freaking wristbands.
It's all right, Mr. West. So,
And
Cito.
whatever they talked about, it was awesome. I was there the whole time. You motherfuckers just.
Can we
hate
ask
me
him
'cause I was
first?
so quick about it.
Can we ask him first?
Yo, Kennedy curse. You think it's a curse?
Them niggas got popped, bro. like, it wasn't just one of them. It wasn't just the other. Like, a lot of them got popped, bro. Like.
All right. All right, Cito.
Low key, I do think so.
You think it's a curse?
Low key, I do think there's something going on there, cause like I can understand JFK and all that with the enemies and the enemy thing from what Dad said, but planes,
Eh,
like
There's a central theme here.
yeah, like
Elaborate, please, real quick.
The Kennedy.
There,
Oh,
I
the
was there.
first
The Kennedy
two-
should
I
have.
was really high, you know what I mean?
The
yo,
Kennedy
first two
should
got
not.
popped by a plane, like they just plane
There's
crashed.
3 Kennedys that died by air traffic.
You think by the second one they would have?
I think I'm gonna start a book. I'm gonna write a book called "Planes, Trains, and Automobiles: The Kennedy Curse" because, well, not just maybe not trains. I was just thinking, like, what is the safest way for the Kennedys to travel? It's not by plane. 4 of them died. You have JFK Jr., you had the sister, you had the brother-in-law, you had Joe Jr., all died in planes. So let's take planes off the board.
You can't drive in a car because then you're going to take one for the team.
It can't be cars because JFK died in a car, Teddy died in a car.
No, Teddy
killed someone.
Killed someone in a car, yeah.
Some motor vehicles, we can take in multiple. That's not good.
The
And
sidewalk isn't safe.
maybe, I'm thinking maybe,
Robert Kennedy got shot.
maybe boats, but then JFK was in a boating accident and his boat was sunk. So I think the
The
Kennedys.
safest travel is train, because no one died on the train.
Yet.
No, not now. Not in 2023. We've had 10 major child rape.
Oh, yep, nope,
arrangements.
yeah, no, we can't do that either.
I'm sure it was someone named Kennedy who's not related on one of those
Please,
trains.
Carolyn Kennedy, do not take a train in 2023.
I think the safest thing is just stay at home and don't even Uber. Just get everything delivered. Run for office from your house. And if you get elected, don't even bother living in the White House. Just say, no, I'm just going to run the country from here.
I am here. Secret Service, you're here.
All right, so Pope Tony?
I think, I got to be honest.
I didn't do any introductions tonight.
You did not.
You did. We just dived.
Wow.
I'm at the Pope. There you go.
We know each other.
So I got to be honest. I think the biggest curse when it comes to the Kennedys is arrogance. Joe was the biggest perpetrator. Like, no,
Joe Sr.
Joe Sr. Like, oh, my daughter is, she's a little goofy. Let me tell. Oh, we fucked that up. Okay, so he caused that. Pushing his kids.
Yo, the father lobotomized his daughter, bro.
Yeah. He pushed his kids into positions of political power, making enemies along the way, and those enemies cashed in. You know what I mean? Like, I think Joe Jr. flying a plane without a pilot, Ted Kennedy murdering someone.
What do you mean? Flying plane?
See, hold on, Wes.
Plane flew itself?
Wes, you'll hear the episode when it's live. I love you, but just listen in. I think the biggest curse when it comes to the Kennedys the curse of arrogance. Like, I know what I'm doing.
In planes.
Stay out of my way.
Planes.
I mean, okay, were there accidents? Yes. I mean, she wasn't flying the fucking plane when it crashed. She was like a passenger. That sucks. The one kid OD'd. He watched his father get gunned down on fucking live television. Yep. That would fuck anyone up. And it sucks that he OD'd. The one guy just
he got saved from dying.
Yeah, like it's like that was his hero. Like, your father's your hero to begin with, and then like he literally saved my life. And then I watch him today get put on a T-shirt. That's like not okay. I mean, the best, like I said before, the luckiest Kennedy was the one who lost his fucking leg. He came out with a dub.
He really did.
And that's terrible. When the luckiest person walked away minus a leg, and that's the best out of all of them,
I mean, you can technically say he didn't walk away.
the curse cost him a leg.
He didn't walk away, though.
No, he didn't walk away. He was rolled away, but still, like, he has air in his lungs.
He hopped away.
And now we're down to Carolyn. That's the last one, right, Dad? I think that's the last one.
Yeah, Carolyn is the last one at this point. Well,
there's
the
others,
last one
like
from
other
the
cousins.
JFK bloodline.
Right.
You know.
Right,
Can we
right.
see the
Please,
curse taken?
for the
Bobby's
love of
got,
God.
you got Bobby's kids are out there. Bobby Jr.'s out there.
Yeah, but they're not like, I mean, Carolyn is a member of like, she's a political person, right?
Oh, she's not running for anything. She's
No, but like, she's in our government.
She's prominent.
yeah, she's
not like-
she's a celebrity. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, she is a prominent person, just like JFK was prominent. I mean, JFK Jr. was prominent. He wasn't running for anything. He was a lawyer.
He would have been running for something. Like, I could see JFK Jr. was, I could have, like, when
He
I-
was just as, like, debonair as his father.
well, he was a handsome motherfucker. This was 1999.
Right, but little John was John, as they like to refer to him. He had a mystique about him. He was very, like you said, he was young, he was handsome,
Arrogant.
had all the money in the world. He was arrogant, but he didn't appear arrogant. He wouldn't be you would never find him doing an interview going, "I'm better than everybody else." He would be that lovable kid, you know what I mean? And
Not to mention, like, from the like that image of him saluting his father's casket was like,
that's
it's burned
legendary.
into like
Yeah,
American history.
that's Americana. That's what that is.
So like, as now, like, okay, now he's an adult. And was he 39 when he died? Something like that.
You know, I don't.
Well, he was born in 1960 because that was 2 years after.
Yeah, so he's
Kennedy.
my age. So
Yeah,
he
so-
died in what, 11?
So it was 39. So it was because he died in 99. So you sit there and go, he's 39 years old. Who knows what this guy's going to be? Like, he's a prominent lawyer. Despite being losing his father at 3 years old, he's got like he had a very moderate, I guess, kind of life.
Okay.
And like, who knows what this? It's wasted, not wasted. It's lost potential.
Yeah.
Was Jackie still alive when he died?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
No, wait a minute. No. I don't know. I don't think so. Jackie died in like 91, I believe it was.
Okay. Well, I'm just gonna go on the thing. I believe it. I believe they were cursed. I do. I don't know from what. I don't know from who. But there's something about the Kennedys.
In planes.
And not just planes, but there's something about the
Any
Kennedys
mode
that
of
sit there
transportation.
that something's weaving through them, and I don't know. Again, it could be like, I don't know if the father sold his fucking soul when he was younger.
Jackie passed in 94.
Evil.
All right,
Yeah,
so
there's-
she didn't have to deal with her son's death
Yes,
on
there's-
top of losing her husband, on top of losing the stillborn and the all that other
Miscarriage.
Think
shit.
of how,
Yeah.
just put yourself in Caroline's shoes right now. Okay.
Oh, her
You're
entire
the
lineage
last,
is
right?
like,
Your whole family's gone. You're the last one. I mean, yeah, you got the country to back you up. You're loved by a lot of millions of people, but you're alone. You're on an island. You're all alone, and you don't. You know,
She's
everything.
alone at the vineyard.
Everything that you've ever known from 19. She was born what, 57, 58, something like that. Everything you've ever known is gone. You have your own children now, and you have your own husband, but when you can't think back, because when you think back, your mother's gone.
Yeah, there's no happy well, I mean, there's happy memories, but like,
well, yeah,
it's not the same.
She grew up without her dad. Her dad died when she was what, 5 years old.
Yeah.
And John was 3, so she had to be 5. And think about how sad and lonely that life she has had for all this, which to me, that makes the curse, if you want to say, that's an after effect of the curse, because that's something that the curse, if there is such a thing.
Now, who are the two women who grew up in the Grey Gardens?
Beals.
The Beal now, all right.
That's Jackie's family.
Oh, okay,
It's
okay.
Jackie's
So it's
Jackie's family.
So
they're not Kennedys.
The curse doesn't affect the in-laws?
doesn't affect the in-laws family. The in-laws themselves, yes, not the in-laws family.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So again, I'm gonna say a curse. So no, yes, no.
It's not a curse like there's a force acting upon them. It's their own doing. So
All right, so-
no.
And you said yay or nay, West?
Yay.
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 So 3 out of 5.
Evil among them.
There's evil among them. All right. So, since this is our season finale, we're going to get into what we're talking about next season, gentlemen. Next season is season 9, before our season 10. I can count.
Okay, good. Thank
Yes.
God for that.
So it's going to be a short season. Not like short as far as, there's like 3 episodes. No, we're doing 8 episodes altogether. Usually we do about 12 to 13.
Yep.
But we're doing 8 episodes, and what we're doing is we're doing it on parapsychology. This is something that's going to be talked about, long episodes. I think these are going to be longer episodes compared to maybe the just 40 to minute episodes that we're probably going to push these hour 15, hour 20.
Sure.
Yes.
I think that's would be the proper term.
Definitely.
So you're not getting shortness. I mean, you're getting shorter episodes, but a shorter season, but you're getting longer episodes. I don't know how much you guys want to hear us talk for an hour and a half, but hey, this is about parapsychology, something we have to do a lot of research on,
Oh yeah.
and something that it's really big. The first episode, I'm just going to say the first episode.
Go
now,
ahead.
because it's something that's really big in the TikTok world right now, and over the last year, I've seen a lot of people talk about it. Our first episode, the kickoff season 9, is going to be talking about the Mandela effect,
False memories and the Mandela effect.
and that is something that is hugely being argued about on TikTok right now for over the last year, actually. So,
Yes.
and because for some reason every other day a new Mandela effect pops up.
Yeah, sure it does.
Shut up, Anthony. Save your opinions for the new season.
You got it.
So our next season will be coming. This is our season finale for curses. Everyone wave goodbye to curses.
Adios, motherfucker.
Adios. Next season is going to be my season.
Yes, next season, and then we're gonna have our inaugural 10th season, and we don't know what we're doing for that just yet. But we are excited to get into, or at least I'm excited. I know, Sita, you said, I'm excited to get into parapsychology and talk about the mind and all the shit that fucks your mind up. So, Anthony, you excited?
I'm excited. Yeah, there's a couple of topics on here that I for our next season. I'm like, I don't believe in this shit at all. Good luck trying to convince me. And there's other things I'm like, you know what? That shit's real right there.
Okay.
The government did some things to those people.
Before we even get to next
Government
season,
came and took my baby.
if I bring actual peer-reviewed professional documents that provide some sort of evidence towards this, it still won't change your mind.
Yes.
Well, I mean, listen, I'm going to sit here and say if you provide me with documented evidence that I can also independently verify, and that comes up that that's peer-reviewed and that's true.
You know what that means, ladies and
my
gentlemen?
opinion can change.
You know what that means? Debates. We're going to have debates.
I have a 7-page paper on false memories alone, so we're going to
False
see about
memory.
it.
All right. Who's jerking who off now, Cito?
Hey, if I had a God complex, it'd be my intelligence, all right? So, of course, I'm going to jerk myself off.
All right.
Oh
So
my gosh.
just remember, everybody, go to our social media accounts. As long as TikTok is staying up, we still have a TikTok following. Please, for the love of God. We don't know if it's coming down or not, but
They're only banning it off of like government-issued like things. Like if you work for the government, you can't have TikTok on your phone because the Chineses are listening.
the Chineses?
Well, more than one.
So go to our TikTok page, Is This Real PC? Go to follow our Instagram page. Go to, which is also Is This Real PC?
GreenArrowMedia.org.
Green Arrow. I was about to get to that, fucko.
Okay.
Go to greenhourmedia.org. Go to our Patreon account where our show Is This Real True Crime, where me, Anthony, and Wes me, Pope Tony, and Wes just go completely batso insane.
We're basically incarcerating ourselves, and this
Yeah.
will be the downfall of our careers, but enjoy it while it's up.
Fuck it. Why not? And then
Check out Dubby.
yeah, please go to Dubby. Go to Dubby.gg. Punch in the code Is This Real PC in the checkout area to get your 10% off all your Dubby products. As he's still on his Dubby kick right now. Cito.
Yo, this Dubby was
He drank the
fantastic.
entire bottle of Dragonade, bro.
I'm proud of you. Proud of you.
But,
W
yes.
would be proud of you.
It was
So-
fantastic.
Everyone,
Know
again,
better, do better. Drink W.
say goodbye to season 8.
Adios, season 8.
Say goodbye to all of our people watching.
Adios, everyone.
motherfuckers.
And we'll catch you guys next season. Remember, everybody, question everything, and good night.
Konnichiwa, bitches. It's Ryu West speaking. If you want to find out more about the Is This Real podcast, follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/isthisrealpc, or on Twitter at isthisrealpc, or on Instagram at isthisrealpodcast, all one word.